Good evening. Happy to be here. My meditation partner is not here with us today because life happens for all of us. So he couldn't be here, but he's here with us in vibration because I told him, you better be connected with us. He goes, I got you. So even though he's not physically here, he is with us in vibration. I don't have like a PowerPoint going. I don't have notes going. It's going to be very fluid, but I like it that way because then we can really talk and connect. And sometimes when we speak from the heart, even though I prepared for this, trust me, it's in here. Sometimes when we just talk and you make it more intimate, we get a better understanding and it touches us better sometimes. So I'm hoping that we all gonna open our hearts and have fun. And of course, like always, we're gonna get out of here with another strategy. We don't come here on the last Thursday of the month and don't go home with a strategy. We wanna build our bank of strategies because it's very important that we not only learn the wonderful things that we come here to learn, but how to put it to use. We've been talking for the past 3 sessions about the Happiness Advantage book in parallel with Spiritism. So there were 7 principles, and the first one we covered was how in Spiritism is happiness possible. And it talks about this is a world of testing. You come here with challenges and expiations, for we're here to go through some growth in our life. So we are faced with some challenges. That's how we grow. Nobody ever grows by cruising, right? We have to go through some challenges. That's when we really grow. So the first one we talked about happiness is you have to be happy. You have to be in a more manageable scenario. When we are trying to address things in a big circle and trying to shoot everywhere and trying different things, not getting into it systematically, we get overwhelmed, stressed, we have too much going on. So we talked about the Zorro circle. When we try to do things like Zorro first did, you work from the small circle. He learned how to move his body within a small circle, learn his moves, and so he could learn how to fight and protect himself better. As he got better, he was able to advance his circle and make it a little bigger so he could do more and more. Like us, sometimes we have to start with a small little project. If you're trying to learn the guitar, you don't start with all the very fancy chords. You start with the little basics. And then you progress yourself. You stay with the circle until you get comfortable. Then, of course, you're going to remember this. If you want to do graceful moves in your circle, you have to practice. So the more we practice things, the easier it gets. So we have more chances of happiness within that task that we're working on. The second thing we talked about was last month. We talked about another superpower of developing a more happiness-fulfilled life. Social interaction, social connection, the power of connecting with others, the power of being available to others, the power of growing from social connections, interactions, and social support. When we're going through struggles, research shows that the people that withdraw and try to fix their problems within themselves tend to have a much harder time than those who choose to look for help and reach out to people, places, community centers like this during times of struggle. Today we're going to cover another principle, which is the principle of falling up. They talk about capitalizing during the down times to achieve better results in the upper times. I remember Peter gave us a lecture not long ago and he talked about fail when the first letter, the F-A-I-L, meaning first attempt in learning. I remember that. Instead of looking at a failure as failure, we need to look at it as a chance to grow from it. This is how, when you do in research, it shows that the people that chooses the path of looking at the challenge from a positive way tend to get to a better place after the whole messy time goes through. They tend to find themselves in a better place than those who choose to look it from the negative perspective. But let's bring this failing forward, failing up, in parallel with Spiritism. What do we know from our learnings in Spiritism that support the idea of failing up, failing forward? Anything that comes to mind that is related to that? Karma. It is, sometimes we're going through things and we're like, why me? I'm such a good person. Yes, we are very good people. All of us.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here. Karma. We have a few debts that we need to address. Things that we did some time ago, 200 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Yes. And a lot of times, 2 months ago. In the very popular way of saying it, we all heard this expression, what goes around comes around. This is what? Karma. But this is not a 200 years ago. It's last week or it's this morning. If you forget to put gas in your car this morning, you're going to be late for your meeting and you're going to get fired. And that's not karma. That's just irresponsible on you to do that. So sometimes we want to say, oh, why me? Well, because you forgot. You didn't pay attention. You weren't paid. So sometimes little things that we do, we just tend to, I'll do it later, procrastination and all that. We end up being in a situation that escalates to a problem. And then we're like, why me? Well, why not you? If planning is the way to avoid those that are not really karma, those are just really lack of preparation. And we all go through this. Another thing that is related to Spiritism that talks about the failing forward. Challenges. How do we in Spiritism look at challenges? What do challenges represent to us? Growth. A chance to move forward, not only physically, but the one that we really want to do, which is the main reason why we want to grow somewhere. We want to grow physically, professionally, emotionally, but there is this one place that is really special within the vision of Spiritism. What is that growth that we're all looking for? Spiritual, which is moral. That moral growth. When we learn to respect more, to do the right thing more often, to treat the others with compassion more often, when we are able to do that, we are growing morally. And there is something that a lot of times we choose to do. It's painful to even say this. Moral inertia. We're just cruising. We have a chance to be kind, but nah, not today. I'll just brush it off. We have a chance to be extra nice, but we just stay with the average. Let me just say good morning. The person is dying to say something because she's loaded. There's something in her heart that is really too much, but we don't have a minute to listen. And we say we are good people, but we don't have a minute to be in that special moral uplifting place that shows growth by being compassionate, kind, respectful, and patient. So yes, we are very good people, but we still need to keep on growing. Another thing that we've learned from our learnings in Spiritism related to challenges, we chose them. Most of us, some things that we go through because we didn't get a chance to choose, because guess what? You messed up so badly that you're gonna go through this and you don't have a choice. It's like when your child doesn't do the homework, and then you say, you don't get a chance to go to the birthday party because you messed up so bad. You don't even earn it back. Sometimes you earn it back, sometimes you don't earn it back. So this time you don't have a choice because you didn't put enough effort. So some of the things is like, you have to go through this period. Other things we chose to go through and we said, I got this. When I go back there, I'm gonna go through blah, 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 and I'm gonna nail it. I'm just gonna do it right. And then we get here and we cruise. We get complacent. And we don't do what we signed up to do. So those are the things that we have to remember when we're dealing with challenges. The falling forward. So it's been established that within Spiritism and within the Happiness Advantage book that we're trying to trace a parallel, challenges help you grow, right? Challenges might not seem that they're good for you, but that's the only thing that helps you go forward. Challenges are, some of them by default because of what we've done before, but most of them by design. We chose to be here. We chose to do these things. We just have to show up. I seem to repeat myself with these things a lot, but I need to hear that. I need to hear that. I want to talk about some of the things in research that relate to how we, human beings, deal with challenges, with things that are hard for us to deal with. Some of us, or depending on the task we're dealing with, there are 3 patterns for going through hard times, challenging struggles. The first one is when you are like a dog chasing your tail. You don't even see the problem, you're just there. The problem is there, you are there, you are basically stuck. There is a struggle and you freeze. You don't do anything, all you can do is just freeze or exhaust yourself by just chasing your own tail. That's pattern number 1, which we do a lot when we're going through a very tough time. Pattern number 2, when not only we do this, we go even further down. Oh, it's all happening to me. Why me? I know I can never get out of this. Let me just shut the door and go curl into a ball and keep on going. So not only you are thinking negative, you are diving down further into this. That's when we get the depressions, we get the I'm not worthy of anything good, I am worthless, I don't know how, we go through those things. And then there is the third pattern, which is fall up. There is a problem, but if I step out, I can see the bigger picture and I can see that there is another alternative. The only problem is when we are going through a struggle, how is our mind at that point? Is it clear? Is the mind clear when we're going through a struggle? No, the mind is foggy. How is our heart when we're going through the troubles? Is our heart calm and soft and open? No, we are. And how is, do I dare ask, how is the mind at that point? Exactly. It's this big, and the wires are just going everywhere, and they keep on firing nonstop. It is exhausting. How do we suppose to find that alternative pattern when it's less effort to stay in a dog circle here, stuck, or spiral down. It takes more effort to see the third pattern. So chances are we're going to stay on the first or on the second one at that negative state. So what we're going to do this today is we're going to look for ways and strategies to bypass the first one. We're not going to get stuck and paralyzed and freeze. We're not going to go there. We are definitely not going to go to spiral down. Today we're going to explore the falling forward, the falling up, the learning from our failures. Sounds good? Yes, I got some cool strategies. We're going to go through them. I'm going to give you my one personal experience about this behavior, this human behavior. When things go wrong enough times, how do we look at things? Okay, if a guy is trying to get that girl, asking a girl to go out on a date, he tried 10 times, doing coffee, casually, formally, phone, text, he tried 10 different times. Where does his mind go after the 10th time? She is not going to go out with me. I am not cool enough for her. It's not going to happen. You start thinking that, why bother? There is no way out here. I've tried all these different ways, so I'm not going to try anymore. This is the human pattern. If you see enough rejection, enough negative responses, we tend to believe that the alternative path doesn't even exist. Because we've seen it. If you knock at different doors to get a new job, you knock at 30 different doors, you start to think that there is nothing out there. I'm not good enough to do any of these jobs. You start thinking that third path is not available because you've had enough of those repetitive that will tell you, hopeless, I can't do this. Let me take you where I am. I am hopeless, simply hopeless when it comes to direction. Totally directionally challenged. East, west, I don't care. You just tell me there's a Walmart, you turn left. There's a CVS, you turn right. That's how I function. So when I've been in situations, before GPS, oh my gosh, it was hard for me in places that I've been a million times. I don't know how to get there. And I would already freeze. I didn't even try. And I'm already like, I can't do this. I know. And then I'm making a phone call. How do I get? Or I stop at the first gas station. At least I'm humble enough. A woman is humble enough to stop and say, can you tell me how to get there? Because men have a hard time doing that. In my experience, I should say. In my experience. Oh, thank you. So it is something that I said to myself, don't bother. You are not good at this. You're never going to get good at this. This is my going down spiral. So every time I go somewhere, I already know that I'm going to get lost. So I don't bother. Then I learned to write down instructions, or if I had something very important to go, the day before I would go, write down the directions and then get ready for it. Was always a nightmare. GPS happened and I'm in a much better place. But it is ingrained in my brain that I am not capable of finding the direction. And people say, just remember, the sun rises on east or west or whatever. And I say, scratch all that. I just can't do, because I don't give myself permission to even accept that I can. And what I'm saying this is, it's an example that is an inconvenience. For me not to be able to find the direction, it's an inconvenience. But how about a situation, let's say you are in an abusive relationship and you find that it's hard, I don't think I can ever get out of this. And because it's going to be more problematic. I won't have financial ways of getting out of this. You start thinking that there is no way out. So then it's a problem. The inconvenience of not knowing where you're going is one thing. What if you are in an exploitation situation at your workplace? Then if you think there is no other job, there is no other way, then it's more of a problem than my little problem over here. So, but this pattern of not staying with the option that understand there is a third pattern, there's a third path that I can go, is problematic. And we need to understand that we don't need plan A, we don't need plan B, we need to stick to plan C. When things are good, things are good. But when things are not so good, plan C is where we need to go. So strategy number 1, cancel. Cancel the mindset. We've had, there is a lady to do presentations for us. She is wonderful. I don't think she ever presents in English. Annette Guimarães, I've never heard her presenting in English, but she's a neurophysiologist, she's a scientist, and she talks a lot about hypnosis. And one of the things she talks about is you don't have to go to a hypnosis section. You can do it to yourself. When your brain tells you, you can do this, there is no way out, you're hopeless, don't bother. You just say, cancel. Thank you for the information, but I am gonna look for a different path. If we get out of here today with just this one strategy, all I need is for you to remember that you can break the path of that thought. So you make space for the possibility of that third path. So when you are having those thoughts and you're going down, 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 and you're starting to chase your tail with that, I am not good, there's no way I can get out of this problem, we're gonna think, cancel. Thank you for that information, because you have to acknowledge that your brain, you're not crazy. Your brain is giving you that information. And then we're going to go, I am going to choose a different path because I know it exists. Sometimes the mind is so super foggy that you cannot even go with this straight that I just talked about. But we still need to break that path of thought. We need to get out of that mindset. So I'm going to have to give you a pre-strategy. It's like a survival skill strategy for this. How do I break that? You just say, cancel, peace, 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 peace. Just go crazy with a word that uplifts you. Peace, love, mental serenity, whatever the word that speaks to you, use that word to be your canceling the bad thought process that is consuming your mind at this point. Because we all know when we're going through those crazy times, we get consumed. It's to the point of exhaustion. When we go to bed at night, we crash because those thoughts keep on coming and coming and coming, and you don't even fall asleep. You basically unplug, done. Because those thoughts can really suck all your energy out. So we need to cancel that. So if you don't have the energy yet to go through, cancel. Thank you for the information. I'm going to choose a different path and step back and look at the bigger picture and say, hey, maybe there is another option for me. If you're not ready to go there, at least we're going to go to stop. And then pick up a word, a sentence, something that will get you to a better vibration of words. Peace, peace, peace. Love, whatever soothes you. Just if it's soothing to your soul, that's your word. Because what we need to do is change the mindset. It's the mindset that helps us stay in those two patterns or go to the third option of seeing the things from the better place. if we remember things that happened to us in the past, we all are going to remember. You don't need to tell me, but you can go in your head and you will remember there were times that you struggled. And when you got out of there, even though it was super hard to go through it, when you got out, you said, but you know what? I've learned it. I'm never going to go there again. Now I got this. Then we all learn at one point or another that this, so the popular way of saying that is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We don't want to be there. Elizabeth Kubler says something really, really great that resonates with me a lot. She talks about, you know, the lady who talked about all the 5 steps of grieving? In her book, she talks about this time when you are going through a very hard time, the struggle of your life. When a door is closed, when something is no longer available to you, another window, another door, many doors will be open, right? We've all heard that before. And it seems to be true because eventually we do see them 10 years later, a week later, however long it takes us, we will eventually see. But what she says is, when a door is closed, another window, another door will be open. However, between this door and that door, there is something called the hallway. That hallway. You have to walk through the hallway to get to that other door. If you stay stuck at the door that was shut in your face, you're never going to get to that door that just opened or is already open for you. It takes effort. It takes you taking the steps to go through the hallway. Sometimes that hallway is 10 miles long. Yes. And you don't have the energy to go one step. Yes, we all know that. But if you only have the energy to go one step, remember, those 10 miles are going to be 10 miles minus one step. And then you keep going, and you keep going. Sometimes, some days we advance quite a bit. Some days we don't advance much. As long as you are not stuck, you are moving. This is the mindset. We have to remember the hallway is where we're going to learn and grow. So by the time we get to that new door, it's a shiny new door. It's a shiny new place. You can't go to the new place looking like you looked when you shut that door. You need to change your skin. You need to shed that skin that closed that door for you and get renewed for your new door that's brand new and shiny. So you need to show up worthy of that new door. And how are you going to get there? By taking the steps. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's going to be pretty. I'm not saying you're going to be able to do the same steps every day consistently. However, just remember, whenever we go through this, the hallway is your way to the new door. Mindset is everything. Okay? So let's recap. If the mind is super, super, super duper foggy and you have no ways to go anywhere, cancel that thought process. Cancel that is taking into the spiral down. We're going to stay with strategy survival, which is stop. Peace, 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 peace. People are going to think you're crazy, but it's better to be crazy with a high value word like peace, 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 than all the ugly that comes out of your mind and your mouth when you are in that ugly place. So if they think you're crazy by saying peace, serenity, love, whatever it is that you choose, is better than all the other words that we actually hear a lot. In traffic, when people are talking on the phone and you're like, who is listening to all this ugliness? So break that thought, break that process, break that mindset. And then when you took a few breaths, the next strategy is cancel that. You understand that your brain is trying to catapult you into this place of, I'm hopeless, I don't need to be bothered with this because I've seen it many a times, it's not ever going to get better. There is a third option for us, which is fall forward, learn from it. And we've learned through Spiritism that we're here to learn, and we don't learn in this planet. Maybe in another planet it's going to be more of a piece of cake, but right now in this planet, struggle is how we get to a better place within ourselves. Morally, we get to a better place by going ourselves with our steps. You can't pay anybody to do it for you. You can just say, can you do it for me? No, nobody can do it for you. If it's yours, take it home and earn it and use it, put it to work and take your steps. Words matter. Words matter. The words that are in your mind create the mindsets that get you stuck or get you to fall forward. I want to do a fun meditation. I always think they're fun. I mean, for me, they're super fun. I just hope for you guys it's fun. Words matter. So we're going to be thinking words in this meditation. Words that help you with your mindset to go from that place where you don't feel like you are capable to that place where there is a possibility. There are ways to do differently. There is an alternative path for me. Just because I've been doing this way for so long doesn't mean that I have to stay here. The only way to get something different is by doing it differently. Because we keep doing the same thing, the results are going to be the same. If you want new results, you're going to have to do things differently. So, survival, just repeat the word. Then, cancel that thinking process. Give yourself permission for words that help you, that are relevant to you. Okay? Does anybody need to shake, 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 move, get ready? Take deep breaths, move your arms, put your purse away, do whatever you need to do to get ready for our meditation. Before we start with this meditation today, I am going to actually ask, I know we already opened with a prayer, but we're going to do one extra prayer. That during this meditation, the words that come and resonate with us can be shared with the others that are here with us. Because when we sit here, there are other spirits that come here. They also need a lecture. They also need to be consoled. There's also a need for their hearts to be touched. So that not only we get touched by those powerful words into our hearts, but that also the spirits that come here looking for that lecture, that they can also be touched in their hearts so they can also move forward like us. We ask that the superior spirits that protect us, that help us in this meditation series, can be here and support us, not only the ones that are here incarnated, but also the ones that come from the spiritual world and need the help. So, if everybody's comfortable, we're going to take 3 very deep breaths from your nose through your mouth. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to start by closing our eyes. If closing your eyes is uncomfortable, you can look at this river flowing. That might help your mind get settled. But if you can close your eyes, get yourself comfortable and get your breath to just go in and out without any effort. Let your shoulders relax. All is well. This is the time to explore some strategies so I can deal with the challenges when they come to me. This is a test drive for the times when I will have to face some new struggles. I might have to face them on my way out. They're already there waiting for me. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. But today, I choose to learn a new strategy that will get me stronger to face the challenges that are ahead of me, so I can grow forward. With a big inhale, we find ourselves facing a door that just got shut in our faces. Let's sit with this feeling. An emotional hurt or a financial hurt, professional, mental, whatever the hurt is. The door is shut, and I find myself just staring at it. It's very uncomfortable to be here, but it's also very important that I acknowledge the door that has been shut. We'll take 3 deep breaths with the uncomfortable feeling of a door that has been shut in our faces. This is what is now. We take a few steps back and observe the door from a distance. It's actually not so scary anymore. When I look at it from a distance, I can actually look at it. I take a deep breath. This is what is now. I choose to look at my body. Even though the door has been shut, I am still standing, shaky, trembling, short breath, but still standing. I choose to feel the power of my strong legs that hold my body upright. My feet steady on the ground. I look at my hands. These are powerful hands. They can do a lot of good work. I stay a little taller and feel my shoulders, my back. I am still very strong. I can carry a very heavy load and still stand up. I lift my chin up just a little bit, and I take a deeper breath. I am still standing. Solid feet, strong legs, tough shoulders, and a mind that can go many places. I can stand. I take a step further and I look at that door, getting a little smaller, so far from me. It's becoming less relevant. And I turn to the side and I see a hallway. How about if I choose to walk through this hallway? I cannot see the end of it. It gets a little darker, but I don't want to go back to that door. And this hallway is making me curious. My legs are strong. I think I can navigate this hallway. I choose to take one step. And as I take the step, the hallway brightens up. The walls are now made of real trees. This hallway is like a path in a forest. I did not know that. I take another step and I hear birds. Another step. And I walk a little faster. And with every step, my legs are a little stronger. My shoulders a little higher. My breath a little more expanded. I keep on walking. Every now and then, the thought of that door that was shut in my face comes back and try to stay in my head, in my thoughts, and my breath gets shallow and my legs get weak. Stop. Peace. Walk. Peace. Walk. Step. Step. I can do this. I will focus on my forest path hallway. I keep on walking. It gets a little narrow. I have to squeeze myself through the trees that are so close together. But I can do this. I can do this. It gets so thick, I have to bend and crawl a little bit. But I can do this. It's gonna take me somewhere. I keep on crawling. It's getting harder, but I still hear the birds. They are such good company. The sun peeks through, so I know the forest is gonna open a little bit. I can see that. And I keep on crawling, and yes, here it is, a clear path. I stand up and keep on walking. I see some tiles on this path. There are words on them. Oh, I don't like this word. No. Let me look for a better word. Oh, I like this one. Courage. I really like this word. I'm gonna pick up this tile and put it in my pocket because I know I deserve to keep this tile because I have been very courageous. I keep on walking. When I glance around, there are some ugly words that don't resonate with me. I'm gonna look the other way. I don't want you, not those tiles. There are more words that I like. Faith. Yes. I'm gonna pick up this tile because I have been very faithful to the process of walking the hallway. I have faith that I'm gonna get somewhere that my heart will like. I get a little more confident and I keep on walking. More words. This one, yes. Happiness. Joy. New chances. Possibilities. Peace. Calm heart. I have pockets full of wonderful tiles with words that tell me that I can do this. The birds seem to agree because they're still chirping as I walk. I see something a little shiny in the distance. I get a little excited and step up. My confidence is a little stronger. My heart is a little warmer. My breath is a little deeper, and my mind is very clear. I can do this. I know there is something else for me. I step up and I can see better now through the forest. There is this beautiful wooden gate, and I get a little closer. And to my surprise, it is not locked. I touch it softly, and my breath gets a little deeper. I am getting excited, and I'm very curious. My heart is full of optimism. Maybe there is something special just for me behind this gate. I softly push it open, and a shower of wonderful pieces of feather just fall all over me, touching my body softly. All the birds are here, chirping, shaking their wings and their feathers, covering my body, washing away the troubles, the questions, the fear, giving me a chance to see that there is new possibility. I stand here and feel the feathers celebrating my arrival at the gate. I take a deep breath and pull all the tiles from my pockets and start laying them down. I remember when I first picked up that tile of courage, the tile of joy, happiness, possibilities, new beginnings. And here I am. Every tile reminds me of the journey, of every step I took. And I made it here. I deserve to sit here and sit with the words that got me here. I find myself sitting down like a child, playing with my tiles, lining up the words that resonate with my heart. I take deep breaths. I have a big smile on my face. My heart is warm. My soul is happy. It was worth it. To look away from that door that got shut in my face was painful and very hard, but it was worth it. Here I am, a new person with new memories, with new tools, ready for new possibilities. I feel complete. All I want to do is lay here on this blanket of feathers and breathe the joy of completing a journey that I chose on my own, that I did on my own, with the help of the birds, with the help of the words, with the help of nature. I can do this. I lay here and I just breathe the joy of new beginnings. You can stay at this wonderful place for a little longer. And when you feel ready, you can start moving softly and open your eyes softly. Give yourself time to be in this joyful place for just a little longer. Slowly, we start moving, opening your eyes, but still staying with the feeling in your heart. May we keep this memory of this meditation, this feeling whenever we go through struggles. We can do this. We're gonna keep the same vibration, the same breath, the positive thoughts. So we can go home carrying it within us, and that vibration will hopefully touch the ones that cross our path tonight, tomorrow, during the week. When we go to get our passes, let this feeling of open-heartedness be with you. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for playing with me.